to you live from Lindsborg this morning. Well, almost Lindsborg. This was early Lindsborg, and I thought this would be a great story to share with you today. Last week I shot a little bit of video from the Sanzane Gallery, and the response was remarkable. So I've mapped out one post a week where we'll be sharing some great stories about Lindsborg's early days, some great current stories, and just stories of interest, things that you might be able to see or do when you come visit, or things that you can just remember about times when you've been here before. But I thought today would be a perfect day to share with you this story, just simply because it would give you a little bit better understanding of what the early, what conditions were like for the early settlers who came to this area in Kansas. Of course, back then we had a lot of prairie grass, not a lot of trees, and the way that most people were able to live was to build what was called a dugout. And this is the dugout of the Gustav Höglund family. Gustav and his wife Maria built this dugout in 1868 when they first came to the plains of Kansas and made their first home here. And it took about 2 years for them to be able to build a smaller home just adjacent to this dugout where they raised their family until they were able to build a bigger home yet and farm. They farmed 80 acres in this area, homesteaded this area. So anyway, this dugout is constructed out of stone that's native to this area. And you're able to see some things like this would have been where the fireplace would have been. You would have been able to make your fire and warm it up a little bit. The first two children of the Höglund family were actually born while they were living in this dugout. So pretty primitive conditions to raise a family. I think children would have spent a lot of time outside playing. But as you can see, this is just a dirt floor and very primitive living conditions. When I share with people this story about Lindsborg and I bring them to this place or to another dugout that is not as well known in this area, not open to the public, I share with them frequently just the hardships of the people that were here. They were living like this while they were dreaming and doing, and they were thinking about the things they wanted for their families and for their children. And so they were beginning to put in place the beginnings of their Bethany church, their school system, Bethany College even. They were beginning to think and dream of all of these things so that you and I today could enjoy the things we enjoy. As I got up this morning in my warm house that's centrally heated and, fixed my hair with electricity and all the things that I have today, it just really made me think back to this time. And I thought this is a great story to share with you today. So on a day when it's crispy cold, about 20 degrees out today in Lindsborg, I just wanted to show you what it was like early on. And hopefully you, along with myself, can give thanks to those that have gone before us. We'll see you next week.